George McPhee drafts for his new team, the Washington Capitals. Now his old team, the Vancouver Canucks, will pick with the number 10 selection in this National Hockey League draft. It's no secret the Canucks would like some help on their blue line. They'd like some toughness, and they've got the new logo as well, and they'd like to take their team in a new direction. And two holes for Vancouver, Bob, defense and center. And Alexander McGillney went as far to say that this team had to get some help at center.
Yeah, and there are some centers available, but talking to the Canucks ahead of time, they seem to think the best player at this point would be a defenseman. Now, tough defenseman team need, there's a guy out there, Brad Ference, from the Spokane Chiefs, a 324 penalty minute man, a guy who's on all the time, and I will be surprised if he's not the guy chosen here by Mike Penny and the Vancouver Canucks. They've got Mattias Olin, the greatest Swedish defenseman, but they haven't been able to sign him. Josh Holden maybe took a step back last year with the Regina Pats, didn't play as well as they'd hoped, as they look at the players in the system with the new logo up there.
So the Vancouver Canucks will go to the podium. Mike Penny is their chief scout, Pat Quinn the general manager, and the Canucks will give that brand new sweater to a young man, and you'd have to think, Bob, it's Brad Ference.
Well, if the form chart means anything at all, a couple of times today it hasn't. Pat Quinn in the market for a new assistant general manager, since his old one is now the GM of the Washington Capitals. Let's hear what Pat has to say.
Vancouver Canucks select from Spokane Chiefs of the Western Hockey League, Brad Ference.
Somebody yelled from the upper deck, "Free Willy," when they saw the new Canuck logo. And that new logo with the whale on it will be worn in a moment by Brad Ference of the Spokane Chiefs. His coach, Mike Babcock, said he is a prototype, tough, stay-at-home NHL defenseman.
Well, he gets the big congratulations from mom and dad. Raymond, a city planner from Calgary. His mom, Susan. He's got a 14-year-old brother, Daryl, on hand. And boy, oh boy, this guy was the only guy in the NHL Central Scouting rankings for all the players that scored a 10 out of 10 in physical play. This guy is on all the time. He says himself, I need to control my temper. He describes himself as being, in terms of attitude, a mix of Chris Chelios and Scott Stevens. And I'm not necessarily talking about moving the puck and handling it. He really likes to bang. He really likes to fight. He really likes to get in your face. The knock on him is, in terms of hockey sense and decision making, he's still got to learn a lot of points in those games when he's got the puck. Make sure he makes the simple play, not try to get too complicated, but a big strapping guy who's going to fill out and get a lot stronger and be a big bruiser on the Canuck blue line.
Well, 9 of your top 10 prospects in your Hockey News ranking have been taken. The only one who hasn't been selected so far is Daniel Cleary of the Belleville Bulls.
Well, that's interesting, too. Daniel Cleary from the Belleville Bulls, not yet chosen. If the Boston Bruins hadn't taken Samsonov, they very well would have taken Cleary in that spot, but Samsonov was a surprise availability to them. So that's how the draft works sometimes. Now Cleary's sitting waiting with bated breath, but for the moment, it's Brad Ference's day in the sun.
Brad Ference is the number 10 selection in this National Hockey League draft. By the way, the next pick goes to the Montreal Canadiens. You can see Brad's parents videotaping the moment. Hope the VCR is rolling at home, too, because we get a lot of calls from parents who want us to give them a tape of the draft. Sometimes they program the VCR wrong, come home disappointed. But Brad Ference, not disappointed at all. He's with Paul Romanuk.
Big Bad Brad, congratulations. Talked to you yesterday, over 300 penalty minutes, but for a guy ranked that high, obviously there's a lot more to the package than just physical play. Do you think you have to cut down on the penalty minutes to make the next step?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, as you get to the higher level, I mean, there's a lot of more tougher guys, but next year you'll see that you don't need to fight as much, and my team needs me on the ice.
You're a guy who picks his spots, and I want you to tell me a story yesterday. You said in the playoffs you did pick your spots, not many penalty minutes.
Well, yeah, we were playing against Kelowna, and they're a pretty undisciplined team, and our coach told us that we needed to, pick those spots, and you got to be able to do that to play at the National League level.
Thank you. Good luck.
Okay, thanks a lot.
Pat, now I know that as a small, rather passive defenseman in the National Hockey League, as you were, you don't like these big, strong, tough guys at all, right?
No, we're actually pretty happy with how it worked out. We wanted to have a defenseman, and Brad's kind of guy that would slip in real well with us either tomorrow or down the road. And you always think that we'd be pretty fortunate to have this opportunity to have him there, and we're real happy about it. We like the way he plays. We like his attitude. He's a leader, and I think we got a pretty good young man.
Yeah, I think we all like him, Pat. Good luck.